Morning, everyone. Sasamas. I we want to bless the name of God for this opportunity. Don't know where it has to be my turn, but whatever the case may be, God will give us necessary support. Thank you for all the prayers. Essentials for quality, moderation, supervision, and getting our work ready. Say, welcome. Will you catch it this way? Thank you. Essentials for quality, moderation, supervision, and getting our work ready. Both the rector and the deputy rector have been stressing themselves on this for a longer time. But God has made it happen today. And so I pray that as we listen to do the needful, we will not lose our reward. I wish I get a lantern because this is teaching, not prayers. Either the small lantern to put on this table. But I like the way the window is open. So all these curtain, they are too long. Oh, it will not be the faculty was not good. It will not be. I will not be able to face them like that. Why should I face you? It's dirty. The thing is dirty. I will wash now. It is dirty. Okay, we get into serious business. By introduction, I want to thank everyone that will listen. Um, I'm sorry, there are certain things that will come up in this seminar that will look like somebody is harsh, but we need to accept them the way they are. From essentials for quality moderation of the exam is the first thing that was given to me. I don't want to change anything given to me. If not, I would have loved that we start from somewhere else. But where the leaders and the officers have given you something, sometimes it may be difficult to change it. So the first essential for quality moderation of exams, the one that we set according to the distribution of courses given to us, is to give clear instructions. Clear instructions. From experience, we have read many exams set by different kinds of professors in this place. When you are a teacher in higher institution, you are a professor, according to the United States of America. When you draw your questions and you don't give a clear instruction, it will be difficult for students to really understand what you are saying. And somehow you may not be around, you may not be in the exam hall. And they want to, even when you are there, sometimes they want to ask questions. The invigilators that are around may not give room for anybody to raise up hand to ask questions, or that you are the type that the students are afraid of. It may happen. So provide clear and concise instructions to students about the exam before the examination day. As we teach, as we wrap up at the end of the semester, before they go into the exam hall, please give some intimate instruction that by the time they get to the exam room, they will not need you around. Provide timing is necessary, but do not overtiming the students. Some of us, the questions, the credit unit will determine what time you should give to each of your courses. There are some courses, they are only 1 hour credit unit. So that 1 hour is the 1 hour that we apply to the question, because they will have to answer 2 out of 4 for 1 credit unit. And for 2 credit units, they will have to answer 3 out of 5. 3 credit units course, they will have to answer 4 out of 7. So they have their expectations, and you have your expectations for setting the questions the way you have set it. You can set 2 questions, and it may take more than half of what you have taught, the content. So please give a clear instruction. Then fairness and consistency. Ensure that your exam is fair. When we were in school, at least 3 times I have done research exams, and I used to be afraid going to do research exams. Why? Because there are a lot of calculation. And for me in the secondary school, when I was in the secondary school, I don't like mathematics from wherever they come. And my mathematics teacher in Form 4 and 5, hey, that woman, it's another thing. You have to pray well so that she'll be able to say good things about you. If not, so I don't really like mathematics. But I used to see either Professor Ogundare, that was my second research teacher. He will set his question in a way that those of us who are not, who are just average level students in research, we will get our own 2 good questions that we'll be able to handle, at least to have our 50%. But some of us, when we set our question, we don't consider, because students are in 3 categories. We have the above average students, we have average students, and we have below. This is the way our questions should be. Set questions that will go around all the students. It is not your course that will make below average to become above average, because we will just be wasting our time. And it is not good that students are just repeating exams, especially when we have these adults that are coping with many things. It doesn't pay us. So when we set our questions, we should make sure that the question goes around all the students. From the education point of view, it is said that we have 3 domains. We have the one that has to do with cognitive, we have the one that has to do with affective attitude. Knowledge part, you impact students with knowledge, your question must bring out that. Then you impact students to behave well, your question must address that. And the third one, which is the skill aspect, your question should be able to help students to teach another person what you have taught them. Okay, then we go to make yourself, the content that you have set, the content that you have taught must be a reflection of your questions. I remember one year, by that time we used to have our exam where the library is now. The one who said the question was not around. And the students were just looking at themselves, making a kind of noise. What did are we? Where did we get these questions? It's not part of what the teacher has taught. So I was a DAA by then. So they came to call me. I went there, and now they let me have your contents. And the teacher provided, and what do we call the contents book, the handbook, handouts. The teacher gave them the handouts, and so when I look the handout, I have to reset another questions, because the questions that was set for students has nothing to do with what he has taught them. There was only one question that they can manage. So we reset the question, and when he came, we asked what happened. He said it was at the office of the DA, the one that typed, that did not bring the actual question, that they brought one whole question. I don't want to go into that because we have limited time. Then valid assessment is necessary. Ensure that the exam assesses the intended learning outcomes. In fact, the reason for teaching is that students will achieve certain things. So if your exam did not address the objectives and the outcomes of the materials that you have taught, then we teach so that students can also gain skills of training other people. Then reliable grading. Implement reliable grading practices, including clear marking schemes and moderation processes, because your marking guide and your question will help the moderators, because we read all of them. Somehow when we see that you have like, for instance, you have like 10 students in your class and you have 4 of them having A's, we will query that in moderation. 10, 4 A's. It means that there will be first class 4 out of 10 students. So that will make us to go and look at what you have marked, what the outline you sent, the questions you sent, then your marking guide. We would like to look at that so that we will know whether those 4 students really qualified for A. And we will also want to know why 6 of them are not in A, why majority of them are in C, why do we have D or E in that class? We want to know. Recently, I moderated a package, and I saw that a student was given E less than 1. And I was thinking that if this student should have 1, then it will go into D, which is a managed, let my people go. But when I remarked the script, according to the marking guide, the student was in B. I moderated another one. That student was in B. But when I remarked, the student was in E. But when I asked the person, what he told me was that, after all, is the one said the question, he did not actually follow the marking guide. So we need to, what we have in mind when we set the question, should go through the outline, should also go through the marking guide. So however small it may be, let us go closer to marking guide when we are marking, so that we can have a reliable grading. Security and confidentiality. Maintain the security and confidentiality of exam materials and student response. There was a story in this school once upon a time that when somebody is relieving the secretary of the DAA, through that person, the question may link. There was it in the story of this, when we have one DAA, that because she was running away from leakage of questions, she took the questions outside to go and type outside. We have that story in this school. So we need to take caution for that. Our question is our integrity. We should not let it out, however close a student may be. That was why when one of the officers in the school, in the registry office, was a student, we were asking questions. This person is a student and is also managing records. How are we going to do it that there will not be any leakage? But then you should give quality assurance. Regularly review and evaluate the exam process to ensure it meets quality standard. Nigeria Baptist Convention institutions are known for quality. Every other theological institution run back to either NBTS or any of our institutions, and they make use of the faculty outside Nigeria Baptist Convention institution because they know that we have standard. Let us maintain the standard and always provide feedback for students. Provide constructive feedback to students on their performance. Highlighting areas of strength and weakness. It will help them a lot. We don't joke with evaluation and assessment in education. And since we are teaching, we should do that. I want to believe that 3/4 of us went through teachers training to be able to handle teaching. Then, if not, what we are doing now is like on-job training, and it can also help the theologians among us. Examiner training. Ensure that examiners are trained. This is what we are doing. And familiar with the exam format, content, and grading criteria. You can ask questions from others, from the colleagues, in case you don't know what to do. Please let us ask if we don't know the grading criteria. Then moderation process. Some people are even fighting us for this moderation process. Implementation in moderation process to ensure consistency and fairness in grading, including internal moderation and so on. There are times that we look at questions and we look at marking guide. They are not the same. And when you call an individual, it's like, ṣe bá àjọ lọ school náà ni, ṣebí PhD ló ní PhD ló náà ni. It's not like that. We are not dealing with students, with content, with questions, with marking because we have PhD. No. We are dealing with them because it is a process that we must fulfill. So when we are called, when our attention is called to something, just make it a learning environment for yourself and accept whatever. We are all better than an individual. It's not that the person will now be proud of because he's a moderator. No, but because it is a duty that we need to perform. We have both internal moderation and external moderators that will review exam papers and so on. So we need to get close to that. Maybe I have that later, but my mind is saying I should say it now. There is this stroke of a thing that we do when we mark. It represents 1. It doesn't represent 2 or 3 or 4. An individual will put this and put 5. This one doesn't represent 5. It represents only 1. And for half a mark, it's like this to this. So when you want to give half, you put a stroke, then that's half. So this one, if you want to give 5 marks for a line or a point, then make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we used to count. It is that mark that we are counting. We are not counting your figure 5. So if you put 1 stroke there and you put 5, for me, I will say, no, this cannot even attract 5. There are some questions that we set. You are making a page of only 2, 3 points, and you put 10 marks. That marks does not represent 10 marks. List questions, for instance, when you list question cannot attract 1 mark for one of them. It cannot. It cannot. It's too much. For you to ask a student, for instance, to write 3 pages on a discussion question, we have list, explain, enumerate, discuss. They weigh more than one another. For list course, it weighs little. It can even be like 1/4 mark. For explain, it's strong, but it's not as strong as discuss. Because explain will let them just to say it. and to add little notes. For discussion, they have to go to the pros and the cons. They have to say whether it is true or not. They have to take a stand. So when you ask a question that they will need to take a stand, there is need for you to improve on the marking of that. Sometimes when we ask them to answer 3 out of 5, those 3 questions, if you are giving 20 marks to make 60, which is for the examination, you must make sure that the questions are the same in strength so that you can award the 20 marks you are saying is for all of the 3 questions. We need to watch that because I used to see us marking lists to give 18/20. List so, and we give 18/20. Me, I used to mark it down because list question cannot attract so much marks. You can now put list and explain, list and discuss. You want to see the point. But some students will just list and leave. And because you look at it, let me give 10/20. No, you cannot give 10/20. It's not right because it's a cheat upon other students that have done justice to your question. It's not right. So when we set our questions, we should know. And at this level, we are in higher institution. We are expecting that our students will give us even more than we have given them. It's not that you want them to download your handouts or your textbooks. They should be able to think. We are training them to develop critical thinking. And when they cannot add little to what you have taught them, it means learning might have not taken place properly. So when you give student, when you want to write your question, you don't write what is. You don't ask questions that we end with question mark in higher institution. It's not good. Any question that we end with question mark will not make students to at least add little knowledge with what we have taught them. Our question should be in statements, items, not in question mark, so that they will be able to think to answer. List so is not ending in question mark. But when you begin to say what is, instead of what is, write a definition of. Explain something. When you ask somebody to explain, it's only question that start with when, what, that we end in question mark. Let us try to make sure that our questions is not ending with question mark. Then now we have technology to use. And this institution, through the leadership and the ICT people, are really struggling with us. Not with me. Some of us are trying, but for some, we are struggling to adhere to using technology, either to grade, to mark, and so on. They should not relent their efforts. They should continue to train us. And maybe one day God will answer their prayers. Accessibility and accommodations. Ensure that the exam is accessible to all students. When I was about to close my master's program in Ogbomoso, I was asked to join PhD students because there was only one RE PhD student, and the lecturers that are coming from outside, they said they cannot teach only one student. So they begged me to join the class, and I joined the class. And for exam on, it has to do with psychological parts of the convention. Late Professor Olumakinde of blessed memory, said the questions and said we are going to spend 4 hours, 2 hours in the library and 2 hours in the classroom. And so when I got there, at the time they said we should get to the in front of the library, I got there, and the other person has taken the question. I was looking for the person, the PhD student, to collect my own questions so that I can spend 2 hours in the library with the questions with me. So I didn't get the question until 7 minutes to the time to leave. But that's the stress I had for 1 hour plus has already closed my mind against that question. So it takes the grace of God for me to really sit down for another 2 hours to do the question, because I supposed to have had the question. I supposed to have read whatever the instructor wants me to do about the question, but I didn't get the question on time. It wasn't accessible to me. So and the accommodation of it is very, very bad. So we need to make sure that if they are starting exam by 10, by 5 minutes to 10, the question should reach all the students, not by our own error. But if it is by the student error, is responsible for that. That we have not been able to discover whether we have people with disabilities around us. But if we look in, we will see that there are some of our students that have disabilities. It may not be physical, it may be mental, but because it's not loud, they are not taking cognizance of it. As we teach our students, even among us, we have people with disabilities. Some people are not seeing well. Some people are not hearing well. Even when they are at my side. They may not see it as disabilities, but it is. Some of us have disabilities to the other side, that we are not just carrying out instruction because we are used to some behavior. So we need to provide necessary accommodations for such students. One that may be late to the class, or a particular reason that we may not want to listen to, and so on and so forth. So we need to give room for that. Fortunately, majority of us are pastors. So we need to slow down when it comes to exam, especially for these adults that are really struggling for school fees and this and that. And as we do that, we'll be able to know where to help them. Continuous improvement, regularly review and refine the exam process to ensure it remains relevant, especially the office of the DAA. That is why we need a very strong person, very strong secretary to assist to go through what somebody is submitting. But I'm afraid this is not done. People will just submit and nobody is reading through. And the same way it goes to the exam hall. Though we are asking, that is the major reason why we are asking that exams should be moderated before it will go to the students. So those are the essentials for the part A of our this thing. Kí ló dé tí mo gan pa síbẹ̀ yẹn? Lọ́run ṣàánú mi. Understanding and providing quality supervision for project writing. We are so much unfortunate. I cannot do anything about this less than 3 hours. So I'm given some minutes to do that. So I will not be able to actually go to deeper meaning or explanation like the DR wanted it to be. Quality supervision is crucial for successful project writing. And here we have our breakdown. The number one thing we need to do is to call our students to ourselves and give them guidance, provide clear direction. They all need support. Even whatever the age of any student is writing this essay. Majority of them are writing it for the first time. So they need support in project writing. If not, it will fire back that some of them, as they are copying, they are going to the extreme now. The last proposal defense we did in my group, one theologian just went to Ogbomoso, carry the PhD work and brought it. Unfortunately for him, even the cover page has NBTS. The cover page. But Ojo, you were there. The cover page is NBTS. So in writing this statement of the problem, in writing the jurisdiction, the destination, the destination of the person was there. First degree carrying PhD. At least he should have even stayed at his own. So immediately, we did not even, when they asked him to come, I said, can I have the paper? And I look at the cover page because for me, I will start from the. So I looked through down. I said, no, we have to arrest a person here. So it should be in the guard room. In fact, he needs to go to the prison. So he started begging. We just asked him to get out. of that proposal place. So we did not allow you to see the light of the day. Talk of I will do this, I will do that. And so there was someone also who did that to the DR, trying to copy. They want to make it a fast process. You will know, you understand your student, you have been teaching them at least for 2 years, for 3 years, or 4 years. Uh, you will know that um, they cannot fool us if we know what we are doing. They cannot. We know how many English that Sister Grace has been crying that these people, how do we admit them? He has forgotten that this is a theological school, not a University of Cambridge. So he was hammering on English. We need little English to do great commission. Providing the clear direction and support your students in whichever way. You can provide materials for them. You can lead them to where they will get materials, and you can even send them to Gomosho Library. And our library is enriched now. They can get what they need just for first degrees, maximum of 60 pages. They can get what they need in that library. Feedback. It is good that as we read, we put some drafts. We write some things in drafts for them. As they are submitting some nonsense and some good work, we should always feed them back on their work regularly, getting in contact with them, helping them to refine their work. Accountability, we must ensure that students stay on track. These our students, they don't want to stay on track at all. At all. This morning, I had to send messages by 2 a.m. to some of my students. I've not set my eyes on 2 of them since after proposal. And we said that chapter 2 should be submitted in June. And they are not nowhere to be found. Is it when they resume, they'll be looking for school fees again, that will not be able to get them? The supervisors are experts in what they are doing at whichever levels. We believe that you know more than them, and you can bring your expertise and your experience into helping the students to navigate complex topics and methodologies. You may not be perfect, I may not be perfect, but I can get help from my colleagues. Let us ask somebody beside our office to help us. Since they are saying I should stop in 10 minutes, we can read that we should have regular meetings, we should have clear expectation, especially timeline is very, very important, and quality work is demanded of us. Then we should give them supportive environments. Don't shout on them all the time, because some of them are naughty. We can shout, but not all the time. Let them understand that they need to be taking risk of doing their work on time. Forget about any other things that they will be thinking they needed to do. It's very, very important that they make their project as their primary. If they do well for 4 months, they will forget about it. Then we need to be flexible. We need to be approachable, and we need to be available for them. We can read the benefits of doing this, and how do we practice as supervisor. Establish clear communication. We cannot keep quiet. When student is not coming forth with his work, we should not keep quiet. We should do not teacher-student relationship as regard essays. We should do father, children, we should do brothers, we should do brother and sister, we should do pastor. Mostly we should do mentor and mentee relationship in our in the process of writing essay. When we have the understanding of the relationship that Christ had with his disciples, even when he sent them on assignments, by the time they came back, he gave them his support. Let us do that. Student script marking and grading appropriately. I think I've mentioned something there before. Have a clear criteria, establish clear assessment criteria. What is due for A is also due for B. It's also due for C. No, no, no favoritism, no subjective relationship in marking or in grading. We should be transparent. We should be accurate. There are benefits for doing that. Challenges and solutions. Yes, we have our challenges, like use anonymous marking or double marking to minimize bias. Can help us when we have a bias against any of the students or against what we are marking. You may not have me. I don't look at students' name. I don't look at names when I'm marking. I just mark. We should be. There can be challenge of consistency. Use clear criteria and moderation to ensure consistency. Yes, at times that is why it is not good to leave an envelope for long. If you start marking an envelope, please don't leave it for long, because your mood or anything may change. If you mark 10 papers, 10 scripts out of 30, and you leave it for another week or 2 weeks before you go back there, the marking may not be the same again. It may not be the same again, because the mood you have when you are marking the 10 may be different from what you have now. So it is better that you don't give a lot of gaps in the marking. And when you are not happy to mark, don't mark. When there is any problem and we need our emotion is being disturbed, please don't mark. Leave it a while. Uh, Sometimes when you are marking, get some groundnut, get some chicken, get some fish, fried fish, or grilling. Yeah, put something. It may not be cold. There are some yogurts without sugar, some chin chin, some ipekere. Huh. Just have it. Make it. Let it have some spice and some odor that will come into your nose. Uh-huh. So when you have something like that, don't take Coke. I don't recommend Coke. We are all getting old. Don't take Coke. But you can take something else. Oh no, water is not good for marking. Water is not good. Some kunu, some soya milk. Yes, when you feel like sleeping, even you don't have to take kunu before you sleep. Sometimes you want to sleep. This morning, because I didn't know what I will even do until yesterday, they brought this note to me. So when I started, I was feeling sleepy, because when I take my coffee, I feel I should sleep. So I slept for 3 hours. Then I woke up to do my work. So sometimes you will need a cup of coffee. There are some coffee that will not make you sleep. Just a moment, just take it. It won't harm you. Coffee is good. So provide something around you, and want those that will be disturbing you, can lock up yourself in your room to do your marking. And if you have opportunity, when you are traveling and you are not the one do the driving, you can mark. Don't leave your papers until they are done, because it's not good. The last thing I'll be talking about, we can read others, is deadlines. I have to mention deadline issue. It's part of the challenge. It's an issue. Meeting deadlines is crucial for timely submission. We should be good examples, and it's our integrity. Time is our integrity. We should plan on time management. If you can read a little appendix that I put there, you can go search for it on the internet. You can read. And the director also wrote a book on time management. Avoid procrastination, keep track of progress, use a calendar, and stay organized. That will help us. Communicate with the stakeholder. In case you are going to submit your work late, you have to communicate with those in charge. BAA is a stakeholder of what we are doing, and the other people. So God will help us as we continue to manage ourselves. Out of the 10 minutes you gave me, I spent 7 minutes. I don't spend all my time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Michelle.
Quality lecture you have given to us. Thank you so much. Well, like she said at the beginning, that this is something we've been clamoring for, and I thank God that it has come for all of us. We've been saying, let's do seminar for more moderators, and now all of us know what moderators are looking for when they are moderating our work, and I think that's going to help the work of the moderators. It's going to make the work of the moderators easier, because now all of us know what the moderators are looking for in when moderating our work. Well, uh, I want to make a comment on when moderators return our work. I think the normal thing is, after moderation, the moderated work should go back to the lecturer. The lecturer will do whatever comments, whatever adjustment the moderator has recommended him to do, and then get it back to the moderator, so that the moderator will certify that what he has asked you to do, you have done. Then the moderator can now sign. It's after all of those that we can sign, the moderator can sign. Then the implication is that the moderator can sign your work when the moderator realizes that your work is okay, there's nothing you need to adjust, can just sign, then you go and submit. So if the moderator gives comments on your work, you have to work on the comments, do the adjustments, and then get it back to the moderator for him or her to sign before we go to submit. I want to encourage us that this process, please, let it not take long. Immediately your work comes out from the moderator, do the adjustments, get it back to them, and get it back to the registry. Do we submit at the registry or at the DA service? Yeah.
We submit at the DA and at the registry.
The final submission.
Lecturer submits. Yeah.
Because we used to submit at the registry.
The moderated ones go to the DA. From the DA, the lecturers will be called if there are issues.
Because after moderation, we return to the DA's office. And the DA will get them to the lecturers.
Yes.
And so after they have done the correction, should we still go back to the DA?
Yes. Yes. From the DA to the registry, it is the secretary of the DA that will not bring to the registry.
Okay, after the corrections are
To ensure
done.
that the corrections that the auditor pointed out have been done. The registry does not.
And has been signed.
Yeah. Yes, yes, point noted for moderation.
But let me say this: when moderators moderate scripts and it goes to the lecturers, the lecturers should not come to the DA to ask for questions. That's why we have the names of the moderators. You will see the names of the moderator, because many at times lecturers come to me. I'm not the one that moderated it. You have the names of the moderator there. The lecturer should feel free to meet with the moderator to clarify whatever you need to clarify.
do whatever is need to be done before it comes back to the DA's office.
But that is not what they are saying. I think we need not to hold on. The questions are the marking guide
Yes.
from the DA's office goes to the moderators. That is the point of
Yes.
our operation. Everything back the DA, because the DA gave us the document. Return to the DA's office. Then from the DA's office, if there are issues, it is the DA who has the right to call the electoral concern and say, oh, the moderator pointed out this. If there are issues for clarification, it is from the DA now who will say, okay, see Dr. So for this comment. And then there will be the alignment or whatever. At the end of the day, the resolution goes back to the DA because she supervises everything, academics, records, and all those things. And then from there now, we correct or whatever we want to correct. And then it goes to the DA, the registry. Now, if we say the lecturer should approach the moderators directly, that won't be right.
It's not right.
Because the lecturers does not give us the lecturer do not give us the document. So what right have they to come to us directly except the DA directs them to us? Okay. So the point is, from the point we got the document, we return it. And then after that, if there are issues, the DA will be the one to liaise and say, see so person for clarification or address. And then it comes back.
Excuse me, please, Jean, please allow me. I think to make this thing simple for the DA, because the issue of every lecturer going to the DA after every comment,
that is the right thing.
But it's going to make the work cumbersome for the
It's
DA.
not cumbersome.
You
know, we have problems even from HODs signing what is wrong. From HOD. You know, those papers will go to HOD first. And HOD is not checking, he just signs.
They don't check.
And after that, DA will also sign the wrong thing and send it to the moderator. Because they would have solved a lot of problems before it gets to the moderator. You know, we have to be careful of what the external body will say about our work. So if we have done the necessary thing from the HOD, it depends on the quality of the HOD.
Director, my own.
Someone, please have. It's okay.
Finish.
So they are not looking at anything, they just sign, and it's not proper. That is the reason for making you HOD. Not HOD for name. It's not ceremonial. So before it will get to the DA, HOD would have done at least 50% of the correction. Then after that, he will go and do the. He was at the registry office. Some of the forms that they are submitting, they are not completed. Not a large number of forms. The admission forms, they are not completed. Majority of them don't complete, and they will take them from the office of the registrar and they will put it in the file for us when we are doing interview. It is an interview we will now be asking them, how old are you? What is your address? So let us do the needful before it will get to the office of the DA. The HOD should manage it. Then the DA also look through to manage that before it will not go to the moderator. By the time it gets to the moderator, the lecturer will have little to do about it because we would have been able to see that they have done some correction before it gets to the moderator.
I even believe the HOD side is halfway. It's not the beginning, it's not where to begin from. To me, the HOD is still at the middle.
No?
Who at the beginning?
Who is at the beginning?
The supervisors. These supervisors that we
Yeah,
are writing on
our
is it not exam they are supervising? These supervisors that is on the course allocation, what are they supervising?
This year, majority of papers are not signed. Attendance are not signed by lecturers.
So let me finish what I'm trying to say.
That is what
If this where it should start is the supervisors. So people are under the supervision of ABBB. Are those people supervising? My own is supervising
They
me.
don't write the number.
That's why I'm enjoying it. At teaching everything level, me and Dr. Ede supervise me. Before he gets, even before I submit a work that we still go to moderator,
That is
Dr. Ede knows it.
Okay.
And whenever my work comes, Dr. Kende never use the word your work. He used the word our work. Oh boy, our work has come. Oh. See what the moderator said. Because I'm under his supervision. Is the supervision, those supervisors under cost allocation, when we allocate, we see people, if the supervisors are supervising, HOD is even an extreme end. So how is your supervisor not knowing what you are setting? He doesn't know anything about your, he don't know what you teach, he don't know anything. Your work, you are not, if the supervisor should be functional, if you do a go berenu.
It's okay.
That is true.
That's the point.
Yeah, correct.
Doctor.
Okay. I think I've said many other things after I wanted to speak. But I think at the end of the day, the moderated and corrected work goes to the DA's office.
Yes.
Okay. My own concern is with the volume of work that the DA has to handle. Is there a way we can show some human face and concern for the office of the DA such that maybe one or two other people can be, maybe seconded, but not really seconded, but made to be assisting.
He has
assistant.
That office has assistants now. He has to appoint.
Sorry, ma'am.
It's part of
For the moderating stuff, I'm not talking of timetable and other, but this particular moderation, because I know that the secretary is very busy, there's a lot of work, everything ends up in that office, but in order to cushion the effect of, the office is just two people, is it possible to let another person who knows a little more about this moderating thing to now be assisting them in that office, at least for the time being?
Okay.
It's like you don't understand what we are saying.
Okay. I want us to be brief because we are already eating up into the.
It's not much. Yeah, in fact, these days the work of the AA's office has been reduced to half. Yes, you know it. It has been reduced. Some of them have been taken to the registry office. What we are saying is this: if we all now do our job well, nobody will have any headache. It's just to check, are there those things that are supposed to be there? Most of the envelopes, number of students at the exam is not written. Number of absent is not written. Those are the small things we are saying. They will get to the secretary and give the envelope. It's just for her to say, this is there, this is there. And you know, please, sir, can you fill it up? If it has been done at the necessary table, it is the work of the ADA to approve whatever is going out to anywhere, to the moderator.
I wish we can call the secretary to the dean. We will have all that right from
I think the secretary is not the one collecting the envelope from us at the first instance. The first person that collects from us is the exam and record at the registry, and they usually check that. Well, for me, I don't know for others. So maybe I really don't understand why we are doing.
No.
They usually check what?
What they check is the number of scripts and the attendance. At least they will ask how many people, they will check that. But they don't ensure that what is outside the envelope, is the number outside, 20-something dates, all those little details.
I usually don't have that issue. That's why I'm talking about. Sorry.
So if we do our work well, the day we don't have any.
I think I want to say something in this aspect, and I want to toe the line of what Dr. Oyekanmi has noted.
Let's have one house, please.
You see, the reason why we are thinking that the workload in the days of this is bulky is because, like he has noted, is because HOD and those that are ought to have worked before it got to that place are not working. Even starting from the area of cost allocation, I think departments should be the one allocating costs. It's not the dean's office that should be burdening herself on allocating costs. Department of Theology should know who handling a particular course. The HOD in that particular department should be the one allocating who will handle this course for this session, who handle that course for this session. Then the department of RE through the HOD, they are the one that will allocate course for those that will handle it. If that has been taken off the dean's office, it makes the work at that particular place to reduce, because I have never seen where it is the dean's office that handle the allocation of courses for people that are not from his or our own department. So I think from there we should begin to put structure in place where everybody that has been assigned with one responsibility that will be doing their job. Not that somebody will just be in an office and the only thing that the person will do is just to sign and to just pass to someone else to be doing something. So if we are doing that, if we are putting structure, we are letting HOD know that this office is work. The finishing work is supposed to be going to the dean's office. And we begin to do that by, if they have not done that, we return it back to whoever that bring it, that this thing ought to come through your HOD. HOD should do this, HOD should do that, and that will make the burden on the dean's office to be relieved. So let all of us as a faculty now, let us begin to say, okay, what should I supposed to do as HOD, and let's push those work to them, let them do it. And
beginning from what should I do as a faculty?
As a faculty, okay.
Because part of the problem with faculty now is
now the two HODs are not there.
They are not here.
I think there's need for us to do a kind of structure, because the structure I met on ground was that it is the office of the dean that does the allocation. Yes, that's the structure I met.
It's not directly met, because what we normally do is we'll send to the, when you were HOD, I used to send to you that. Yes. I used to send to you that do a distribution of the courses in your department.
The first, what are the courses for this semester you want to do? Check.
I used to send to you now. You see. So it comes back and we do the collation.
Okay. Let's assume that is what is the structure on ground now. Okay. Now we need to do a restructuring. So I'm suggesting that, and there's going to be a need for training. Please. There's going to be a kind of retraining, if I may use that word, because as we have noted, unfortunately, the two HODs are not here. And even if they are here, there will be a need for retraining our people, letting everybody know what to do and how to do. Okay. So please, let's note that.
So what's the restructuring are you suggesting?
Yes, that the allocation of courses, distribution of courses, who teaches what, should come from the HODs.
So, excuse me, sir. I think what we do is, from as you are finishing last semester exam, let a memo go out from the office of the dean. Okay. For next semester.
Before exam,
well, maybe
because before we go to the long holiday, we time to the man.
Cause distribution ló ṣe jáde yìí ní ìsìn àwọn ìgbà tí time to go. Jáde mo ti jáde láàárọ̀.
Okay, finally, please. So that
please, finally. This is very important. Okay. Ọjọ́ tí Dr. Oyekanmi kúrò láàárọ̀ yìí, we'll still come back to.
I want to zero point finish.
So, I want to, like you are just saying, the distribution, let there be memo out on time, because the whole collation will still come from your office. Let there be the HOD, Theology, HOD, RE, please give us who teaches what courses from your department. Give them a deadline of when you want it back, so that the issue of collating from your office will not be difficult. And please, let's just clarify this. When we finish marking, where do we submit? What's our agreement? Because what we do now is, when we finish marking, we submit at the registry, exams and record.
From there it goes to the DA.
So they will package it.
To the DA.
They are the one that will check the number of scripts, number of everything, because they tally.
there's this one, there's this one, and then they package to the dean's office.
But they don't look at the content.
No, they don't look at the content. So we still continue to submit there
for their records.
For their records. Please let all of us know. We submit after marking to the exams and reports. And then when they package here, but we need to submit on time because it delays them moving the work to the dean's office. So the moderation begins late. So we have our end result late. So immediately it gets the package to the dean's office. Please let your people know that immediately it's coming, they should be distributing. Just inform them.
It's only one person. I will inform them. It's only one person.
The law will help, but the law has been helping her because we have talked about need for more hands in the dean's office as far back as 2015 when I got entered the office. And here we are saying that.
It was raised the other time, sorry ma'am, that Dr. Laoshun is and I want to say that Dr. Laoshun has more than enough work at hand. The work of DSA that he's doing. At times when I call him, he will say, I'm coming.
You handle that. You handle that.
You
Make a
know
proper
to
report
go
of
to
that
handle
right?
that.
Because what you are saying we cannot do it here. There is nobody that has the power to handle it here. So make a formal report from your end. Okay. So
now that Ola is the DSA, this work is needed.
don't leave her. She knows how to do the report. So report from your end. So when it comes here, it goes to the moderator. Of course, we can't ask the moderator to stop what they are doing immediately and begin moderation. The moderation, like I've told Mama severally, we need more moderators. Maybe we should work on having more moderators. When you are doing this seminar again, for those who are going to be moderators. And please, I want to emphasize that when moderators recommend that we do an adjustment, please do it. If you have any reason not to do it, discuss with the moderator and let he or she see what you are saying. But if he or she insists, go ahead and adjust this thing. Please, let's obey the moderators. Let's obey them. If the moderator says, go and reduce their marks by 5, go and do it. If he says, go and adjust their marks by 5 or by 2, let's go and do it. Let's not say, I'm the one that mark it, I'm the one that thought I'm the one that mark it, this is what I want. No. That's why it's a teamwork. All of us must work together. Then, like I said, so if faculty now has questions over the comments, do we now say they should go to the GA?
You see, it may not be easy for the faculty to know who moderated.
They should, because when I moderate, I sign.
But
When
have people's signature.
when I finish my comments,
Yes.
when I finish my own comments, I sign.
With name. With name. He signs with name.
Always
No,
have
it's
the secretary that
because
brings it.
you can read my signature.
We can always have the secretary that brings it. Who is the moderator?
But yes, people
will
come
tell
to me
us.
Yeah.
to ask, and I tell them, this is the moderator. Go and read
So
it.
if your moderator does not sign, like you can't read the moderator's signature name by the signature, you can always ask the secretary to the dean who moderated so that I can know who to ask questions from or relate with, so that we don't put all the load on the dean.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
All this you are saying, you have passed through that office. If things are not done well, it is the dean that has to check. I have moderated a work year before, or early last year, in this college. Marking guide is different from questions. And I asked the person, when I've moderated it and she turned it back to the person to do. I have never seen that correction done. And when after the exam was done, I went to see whether it has been changed. It wasn't changed. And when I saw it that way, I wrote on the faculty page that the dean and the person should see me, unless they will see me tomorrow. The same question with wrong marking guide. And that was what was in the office of the DA. because nobody checked. And when it got to where it's supposed to get to, we have to just forgo.
And when this thing comes to the,
What's it like him?
when the accreditors come now, and they now pick that person, that becomes our image.
That's it.
Yeah, yes.
It becomes our image. And they will say that's what they do in that school, not knowing that Oloju can do fair for some.
It's in the package of this seminar, but we couldn't get there. That what should be our support for the college image? Is this our interaction with our students, with their papers, with all we are doing?
The Lord will help us. Like please, another comment. I've sent a student's work back. The one Mama mentioned, when I said this is a downloaded work, it's a complete work. If you see an essay, it's talking about essay supervision. If you are supervising an essay and you realize that this essay is a processed work, it's a finished work, don't let's say it's making my work easy.
You can arrest.
Let's turn it back to the person. Because at the end of the day, your signature will be there.
Let's have our students now. Plagiarism should.
So if you realize he has dubbed somebody's work, there's no even a PhD candidate. When you are reading the work for the first time, you will know that this is a first draft. And then somebody first degree will be bringing first draft. Perfect. You can't even see a comma to put there.
PhD work.
You can't even see a full stop to help him put there. You already know that's it's a job to work. So if you notice that, like the brother he said, I returned it, I said, I'm not going to be. He said, please don't have mommy. I said, go and take another topic. Let's start over. And he went to take another topic. He also brought a job to work. And I told his friend that came with him before that. See what he has done again. Mo supervise the chair professor, mo snap the chair professor. He chair professor at the first reading. Emma Moko, who are intelligent too. But big kitchen is perfect to go. See all red mark on this thing. And then he said, Emma Bimu, Emma Mato, Montono, Kutoba, topic me. Oh, to Chisha to Totti, to no topic, what to know that for look you are. You don't motiva what topic you. Mo ti rí lára ìdílé ní ọjọ́ mẹ́ta wọlé ẹ ti dé ní àbí ẹ bá wọn ìyàwó yín wà ó là dé ní yọrí sí.
Okay, thank you.
So let's help them. Otherwise, they will be disturbing our. Let's call them like mamas. Let's call them. Otherwise, iṣẹ́ yóò tún ní yanjú lásìkò. May God help us.
Thank you.
Please, what I want to say about the HOD, whatever we were saying before. I've used the word before, and I want to repeat it. That the HOD's office, to me, they are dormant offices. They are not functional offices. And what I'm trying to say is that all these ones we have been pointing to me, they look like just one of the works they should do, or half of them. Okay, for instance, this is the only school where I see where students are the one collecting and keeping departmental dues. I've gone to almost 5 universities. You pay departmental dues to the office of the HOD. It's departmental money.
Yeah.
Not student money.
Yeah.
It's because of the functional, the HOD office of this college is not functional. Students collect departmental fees, manage it, use it, do everything on their own. What is the department run with? Department should not be run with college money. Department runs with.
And the department even meeting.
Okay, so the HOD's office, they are dormant office. So there are many places and many things you can use to prove that they are dormant office. Okay, look at people that joined us new. Do they go to departmental orientation? Or did anybody do departmental orientation for you? If you ask everybody, they will be doing like this. Even at church level, new church members, pastor, they do new membership class for them. So tomorrow you start saying they are no brand where they no brand where they no brand. Even at the point of entry, there is no initiation.
It's Monday.
And you call that office. Finally, I want to use this opportunity since we are talking about our work here. I want to talk about Theoscope. Theoscope, since we are discussing the same thing. By God's grace, I've been reading Theoscope journal, I don't know, for years now. The journal, the article has never returned to me once to go through it after the people whose work I read have done the corrections. Except the key editors like Dr. Kanye them, rector, except they are going through what the readers say, and they are the one who ensure that the writers implemented those things. That's why it didn't come back to the readers again. But if a reader will take time to review an article will be sent to the writer, and the writer will return the article, the college will publish the article. Without anybody, I'm speaking out of personal experience. I've never received personally reviewed article of Theoscope to go through it again if the writer did what I suggested.
I think what we've been doing is, immediately it comes back, we look for people to do the editing. And I think you are right to be asking that the one who reviews it should look at it.
Especially when it has to do with sources.
Yeah, before we begin to ask for some people to do
because if you go through our Theoscope, it's not of journal standard. No, from structuring, formatting, documentation, there are discrepancies there. Because there is no one, you look at one person's article, you look at the other person, everybody is on his own. That's not how you market a journal. That if you want to put your journal up there, and people who are good look at you say, what level of journal is this? Except if the bigger editors, those Dr. Kainda, those we have editors, if they are the one ensuring that the reviewer's comment is taken care of, that's okay. But otherwise, I am suggesting that the reviewers, people who do the review, should have the work when he returns to be able to see this work is okay with what I've read.
Who are supposed to execute these things you are talking and not okay. Are you the one that is in charge of journals, sending it out?
Dr. Lashu is in charge.
Dr. Lashu. I think they used to work together.
Olashu was asked to take it.
Now that Olashu is more than engaged, I think it has to go back. Maybe we can, because Olashu is the DSA, Olashu is the assistant DAA, Olashu is
You don't have assistant DAA.
Remember that he's in the school. Babalola is still in the school.
Is that why we are going to crumble one person?
Dr. Famoroti is there.
Yes. I've already raised that with Mama. We are going to engage Dr. Famoroti. Dr. Jesu Joba.
Okay. On the what?
On many things.
On journals. So please, let's make sure that when articles come back, it goes to the person who did the review initially. Let me tell you one thing. I'm telling you. I now went with some of our material. I used to do it when I'm going to teach a spiritual formation and counseling. So when I was going to Lagos this time, I took achieving success and gave her this first. You know what happened? I now have one extract something student in my class. He took one chapter of Ojebode's script and painted it with red ink. Kubawajeu painted it, was circling, and she now, God just saved me, because as he was going to talk, as he raised his hand, I said, does it have to do what we are discussing? Or something? He said it has to do with the journal. Then I said, see me later. I said, see me after class. You know that meaning? Because he wanted to take it to the whole class.
And then meaning, spirit was active.
And then, sorry, my husband is, he's been calling, I've been ignoring it. Darling, hello? So wá kún chapter kan pẹ̀lú àwọn chapter kan fún only for this one obviously ó kàwé yẹn látòkè délé. I said it's true, we have something like that. I said it's true. So I thank God this thing came up so that at least I can, when we publish something like that, and we take it out, it's our image. So at least to forestall something like that, if you give somebody a book to review, let the person do let it get back to the person feedback before we begin to look for somebody to do the total editing. Thank you, Reverend. I was going to say this thing we are doing where people go and I just take it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Essentially, we have touched, please, and we have exceeded our time. But I want to make these proposals. Number one, I suggest a meeting, and maybe we document that. There should be a meeting between the dean or among the dean or the officers, let's say general officers of money, what do you call it? Dean, HOD, DR. Academic board, where the essential responsibility will be reiterated. When necessary, if it's going to be a training or whatever, there should be. And then there should be training for DA secretary. You see, we are painting a picture of a big job, which necessarily is not big, if essential training and whatever is made available. Like the checklist. If she has a checklist, those documents, this one is in, this one is not there, it will be easy for her to know what is missing. Just present it to the DA. This is missing, this is missing, and then you know what to do instead of painting the picture of a mountain. So maybe necessary training should be organized for her to facilitate her own duties. That would be necessary too. And then concerning Theoscope editing, the editors, especially the big ones, should also meet to improve the quality. Now that we are raising issues, I think we have volume 3 now, I don't know, maybe volume 3 or whatever. We should meet and improve the quality. There is always a room for improvement. And so the editors should meet and then reorganize and strategize on how to improve this one. Thank you. Finally, on my part, I want to say that concerning long essays, supervisors should be able to make reports when necessary. If you notice that your candidate is not doing well, do not wait until the end before you make report. Let's report him or her to the appropriate quarters, so that the student will not come at the end of the day and say, this is my supervisor. Let's document our report, not bad. So that if the student is raising any issues at the end of the day, we will say, at so point, I have a copy of the report that I submitted to the DA, and that will vindicate us at the end of the day. So we should be able to make reports available when necessary. And I think I will stop.